Good morning, North Star second graders. Just in case you forgot, today is Monday, April 27th, and we are starting week 3 of distance learning, if you can even believe it. I don't know if you've noticed, but the past couple weeks we've had a theme each week. So this week our theme is poetry. And actually it is poetry week, so I figured it was a perfect timing. So we are going to talk about poetry all week. Today's just going to be a little bit of an introduction, and then for the rest of the week we're going to be looking at different types of poems and how they're written, and then write our own. So today we're going to talk about what is poetry. We have to know what it is before we can even write a poem. So, poetry is a collection of words that express an emotion or idea, so feelings or thoughts, sometimes with a specific meaning, sound, or rhythm. What does that even mean? Let's talk about rhythm. That's something that we can definitely hear. Sometimes rhythm has a lot to do with rhyming. And I know a lot of you have definitely read Dr. Seuss before in the past, and we know that Dr. Seuss is like a master rhymer. So that creates a rhythm in the way we read something. So, when we talk about meaning, maybe there's hidden meanings. Sometimes poetry has meanings behind it that it doesn't say right out in front of your face. You have to think about it and picture it in your head before you can actually understand the meaning of it. And sometimes they sound funny. Sometimes we hear rhymes. Sometimes we hear our voices go up and down like this when we read poetry. So poetry is really cool. It's not like regular writing, but it has a lot of cool characteristics. So, what can poetry help us do? This is what is good about poetry. So, it helps us build connections so we can read and connect our feelings and our thoughts to our writing. It can help us experiment with words, like with maybe the shape of the words. There's concrete poems, and the concrete poems are really cool. Concrete poems are written in the shape of something. So maybe if I were writing a poem about a squirrel, all of the words would build the shape of a squirrel. But they can also help us experiment with words, maybe with sound, with rhyming. They help us express our feelings. Poetry is all about feelings. We can express when we're happy, when we're sad, maybe when we're frustrated or stressed, or maybe when we're feeling calm. Maybe we could write a poem about all of those things. It also helps us use all of our senses. Oh my goodness, poetry is so cool. It uses all five senses: hearing, seeing, smelling, tasting, and touch. So when we use details that talk about all 5 of those senses, it makes the poetry even deeper and more interesting to read. It also helps us get inspiration. Maybe it will give us ideas to write about our own poetry, or maybe it will make us interested in trying a new hobby or something. And then it's also helped us build fluency, like I said, with the rhythm and the rhyme. Sometimes our voices can go up and down like this when we read poetry based on how it's written. And I think we're going to see that in this next poem. I don't know how many of you have heard of Shel Silverstein, but he's a famous poet, and he was so cool, and he wrote so many poetry books. And if you ever get a chance, you should definitely read them because I love them. So this poem by Shel Silverstein is called Poet's Tree. So it says, "Underneath the poet tree, come and rest a while with me, and watch the way the word web weaves between the shady storied leaves. The branches of the poet tree reach from the mountains to the sea. So come and dream, or come and climb. Just don't get hit by falling rhymes." Oh my goodness, I see so many things in here. I don't know if you noticed, but my voice definitely kind of went up and down like this. I definitely see rhymes at the end of a lot of these lines. I heard them too. Also, I see hidden meanings. Falling rhymes. Do you think that rhymes are really something that you can see that fall out of a tree? Probably not, right? But that was the author's way of telling you to picture it in your mind. Picture this poetry like a tree, and everything is falling and it all builds up together to make this beautiful tree. And that's what's great about poetry, is that it's so big and it can build so many beautiful things. So for today's assignment, there is no assignment because it was just an intro. So for today, you can go do something nice for someone, go outside and play, or maybe you can do a Go Noodle or Cosmic Kids. I know if you're in my class, we love the "Hello, my name is Joe" Cosmic Kids video. So maybe if you're missing that, you could try that out today. And I'll see you tomorrow.